Genesis chapter 47. So Joseph took 5 of his brothers and went to see the king. He said, "My father and brothers have come from Canaan. They brought their animals and everything they own with them. They are now living in the land of Goshen." Then Joseph introduced his brothers to the king. The king asked them, "What do you do for work?" They replied, "We are shepherds, just like our ancestors were. We have come to live here because there is a terrible famine in Canaan. There is no grass for our animals to eat. Please let us stay in the land of Goshen." The king said to Joseph, "Now that your family has come, they can live in Egypt. Let them live in Goshen, the best part of the land. And if any of them are good workers, let them take care of my animals too." Then Joseph brought his father Jacob to meet the king. Jacob gave the king a blessing. The king asked Jacob, "How old are you?" Jacob answered, "I have wandered for 130 years. My life has been hard and short compared to my ancestors' lives." Jacob gave the king another blessing and then left. Joseph helped his father and brothers settle in Egypt. He gave them land in the best area near the city of Ramesses, just as the king told him to. Joseph gave food to his father, his brothers, and all their families, even the little children. The famine was very bad, and there was no food anywhere. People in Egypt and Canaan were very hungry and weak. People came to buy grain, and Joseph collected all their money and brought it to the king's palace. When there was no money left in Egypt or Canaan, the people came to Joseph and said, "Please give us food. We have no money left. Don't let us die." Joseph said, "If you have no money, bring me your animals, and I will give you food in return." So they brought him their horses, sheep, goats, cows, and donkeys. Joseph gave them food in exchange for their animals that year. The next year the people came again and said, "We have no money and no animals left. All we have is ourselves and our land. Please give us food and take us and our land in exchange. We will be the king's slaves. Give us seeds too so we can plant our fields." So Joseph bought all the land in Egypt for the king. Everyone had to sell their land because the famine was so bad. Now all the land belonged to the king. Joseph made the people slaves from one end of Egypt to the other. The only land he didn't buy was the land that belonged to the priests. They didn't have to sell because the king gave them food money. Joseph said to the people, "Now I have bought you and your land for the king. Here is some seed. Plant it in your fields. When you harvest your crops, give 1/5 of it to the king. The rest is for you and your families." The people said, "You have saved our lives. You have been kind to us. We will be the king's slaves." So Joseph made a law in Egypt. 1/5 of every harvest must go to the king. That law is still followed today. Only the priest's land did not become the king's. The Israelites lived in Goshen in Egypt. They became rich and had many children. Jacob lived in Egypt for 17 more years. He lived to be 147 years old. When he knew he was going to die soon, he called for Joseph. He said, "Put your hand under my thigh and promise me something. Do not bury me in Egypt. I want to be buried with my ancestors. Take my body out of Egypt and bury me with them." Joseph said, "I will do what you ask." Jacob said, "Promise me." So Joseph promised, and Jacob gave thanks to God while lying in his bed.